and welcome to today's video. Today I thought I would share with you the new range from Primark, the new makeup range from Primark. It's called PS Pro, and although Primark already have a makeup range, this is kind of their more premium range, although prices still range from £2.50 to £5, so it's still super duper affordable. So I wanted to put it for its paces and kind of see what I think. Are there any items that are worth buying? Because I don't think that cheap makeup is necessarily always bad. There are so many incredible products that are under £5, so I just kind of want to find out if there's any amazing products in the Primark range. I will say that I have filmed this video before, and that was supposed to be a first impressions video, but then my sunburn, I was a little bit sunburned in the video, looked really bad on camera, so I thought I would refilm. But I thought I would still kind of talk you through everything, share with you my thoughts after I've tried most things a few times. And everything on my face currently is Primark other than bronzer, because they don't do any cheap products, but we'll come on to that in a minute. I'm just going to go through everything the way you'd apply your makeup. Now, I'm not necessarily a massive primer user even. I sometimes use it, I kind of go through phases, but Primark have released 3 different ones. The Miracle Primer, Mattifying Primer and Illuminating Primer. To be honest, I would never use the Mattifying Primer. I don't really like matte skin, but the Miracle Primer and the Illuminating Primer do sound great. I have tried the Illuminating Primer and I'm really surprised by how much I liked it. I don't necessarily know if it added that much luminosity to my skin, but I think the foundation on top of it looked quite nice. And this is £5, which is pretty cheap for a primer. I probably would keep using this. I do kind of need to try it a little tiny bit more, but I actually think this is a really good pick, and I was really surprised by it. And it's great that they've got more options if you do want matte skin or you just want a Miracle Primer. Not sure what the Miracle Primer does. Then I must admit, I don't typically use colour correctors, and I quite like doing my concealer after my foundation, but because Primark have released correctors as well as concealers, it's definitely best to do it before your foundation. First thing I'm going to start with is the PS Pro Longwear Concealer, which corrects redness. I gave this a go, and I must admit I just don't get it. I don't think I have enough redness in my skin to kind of need a green corrector, slash not really too sure what I'm supposed to do with it. I totally get peach correctors under the eyes, but green ones I'm just not too sure, and therefore it makes me think that the average person that's shopping in Primark for makeup is also not going to get why they would need a green concealer. I think this left quite a green tinge on my face, so definitely one that I won't be reusing. On from that, the CC Concealer Palette, which looks really good. This is £5. It has 3 skin colours, a yellow and then a green. Again, I just kind of don't think that Primark shoppers necessarily need this. They're quite dry. I just wasn't wowed by them basically. It's quite like plasticky. I don't think they covered very much. The yellow just left me looking quite ashy under my eyes, and I'm pretty fair. The green, I've just spoken about green concealer, I just don't get it. And then I did use these other 2 in the middle. I had to mix them together. But yeah, they're just really dry. I mean, looking at my skin now, the green concealer, oh, my nose looks bad, and I use a lot of the green concealer around it, so I'm going to blame it on that. It looks really dry. I'm hoping you guys can't really see it, but it is awful. Then foundations, and I have 5, but I think there are at least 6, because I have 00 to number 5, but I'm missing number 4, so I'm assuming that there's more. Packaging looks, the box looks like this, and then the bottle looks like this. I think it's quite Marc Jacobs-esque. Doesn't look overly cheap, I wouldn't say. And it's a Longwear Mineralized Foundation with SPF 15. I had to mix ivory with warm beige, just because I thought the jump between the 2 colours was quite a big jump. The colour selection is pretty good though. You might have to buy 2 and mix. They are £5 each. But I know a lot, but I think that a lot of cheap brands forget to do darker shades, and Actually, I still think chestnut is quite light. I thought it was going to be quite dark. Maybe not an overly vast colour selection, but it's decent. Foundation-wise, I thought this foundation was surprisingly decent. I have used worse cheap foundations, but it doesn't compare to my really expensive foundations or even like my very good drugstore ones. I just think it's, again, an average foundation. It's £5 though, so if I were to do the £20 makeup challenge again, I would consider buying this. So I really don't dislike it. It's just fine. I was wearing it a few days ago and I kind of asked my cousins, like, what do you think? Does my skin look awful? And they were like, no, it just looks normal. I don't think you can really tell a huge difference with this foundation in terms of quality from this to a different one, so it is decent and super inexpensive, so worth looking into. Then the PS Pro Miracle Pencil, which is actually £2, so this is one of the cheapest products from the range. The range starts at £2, not £2.50. It's a nude pencil. I quite like this. It's probably one of my favourite items from the range and it's one of the cheapest. It's really nice to highlight your Cupid's bow or to line your waterline or even to highlight under your brows. It's creamy, it's a really lovely colour. If your skin tone is similar to mine, if you're much darker or much lighter, then don't go for this because I don't think the colour would be right. But if you are a similar colour to me, then this is really beautiful. Pretty creamy, works really well. Then for eyebrows, they have these HD Brow Longwear eyebrow pens in 3 colours. They're all pretty dark. I think I used the second darkest just because the first colour was really warm. But generally the first two, which is number 1 Grace and number 2 Brooke, are really warm. And then I have, what colour is this? Number 3 Cara, which is basically black almost. So too dark in my opinion. I also find felt tip eyebrows to be quite harsh, especially because this has got quite a hard nib. It's not like, I can't remember the brand, but I previously had one that was this really fine felt tip that was almost like an eyeliner tip and was really easy to apply but quite light still. These are quite dark and I don't think they look very natural. Then quickly, a similar thing with the lip liners. This is the Longwear lip liner pen. They're felt tip pens again. I don't think they work that well. I just would prefer a pencil. I think this looks very unnatural. But also because they're this kind of liquidy, I feel like the natural lip colour kind of comes through, meaning that the colour kind of isn't true to what you'd expect, and I just don't really get on with them. I don't really like, even like felt tip lip stains, not really a big fan. I just find them drying and just not that good really. Just, I feel like the colours end up being quite similar once they're actually on the lips as well, which is a bit annoying. And these don't correlate to the lipsticks, which bugs me so much because I tried to use this red with the red lipstick and it was awful. Talking about lips, we'll stay on that and go on to the lip primer. This was pretty disastrous. Packaging, I like this clippiness, but it doesn't work that well across the whole range. This is a lip primer. I tried to use it. I'm going to try and insert that clip as well, but I literally pushed this on my lips and it broke because it's so dry that instead of like rubbing away a layer, it just split in half. Even like rolling it up, it's just not smooth. It's just rubbish. Really don't recommend the lip primer. Onto the lipsticks, and I have 5. These are £3, which is quite reasonable, although I quite like the MUA lipsticks. I think they're decent and they're cheaper, or about the same price for some of them. Colour range is really nice. This one is Midnight Crimson. See what I mean? Like, this took ages to clip up. Really beautiful dark colour. Then there's Hollywood Red. Again, this is a beautiful colour, but I don't like non-matte red, so I wouldn't use this. My favourite of the range is Boudoir Pink, which is what I've got on to now at the moment. It's a really lovely pink. It's slightly sheeny, which I think works really well in nudes. There is Provocative Pink, which is like a bright red, bright pink even. And then there's a nude, which is Iconic Nude, which it's a little bit too nude for me, but not the worst. My issue with these is, so that looks like it's clipped in, but if I shake it, it's not. The clippy thing doesn't work that well. I think they're not that nice in the dark colours, but in the lighter colours, I think they're really pretty. I just don't think that bold lips work that well in a sheen, but they are beautifully pigmented as well, which is quite nice. I would quite happily wear Boudoir Pink quite regularly. It is a really pretty colour. There's also a lip scrub, which I haven't tried. Looks like this. Packaging is a bit funny. I don't really like the shape. I'm not a massive lip scrub fan. Oh, this does not smell good. I'm not going to be using this one either. But it is £3, which is quite expensive because I don't think you get that much. You get 10 grams. I'm interested to see how it compares to the last one, which I think is quite good. The only pencil lip liner they have released is the Universal Lip Liner Pencil, which I think works quite well with red lips, but I wouldn't bother with it if you're wearing a nude, just because for a nude I really like a lip liner with colour to kind of add the fullness to it, but with a red sometimes you just want it to stop your lipstick from kind of moving too much and like not running, I can't remember the word. There's also not that many around, I would say, so if you are looking for one then this is worth trying. It's only £2. Probably my favourite thing from the range though are their glosses. They are beautiful. I have 2 more I think, but I've misplaced them. The red is stunning and it is super glossy, but it's quite orange, so I think it's beautifully like a summery colour, which I think I wore on Sunday, and that's why it's been misplaced somewhere. I'm going to insert a clip if I can of me applying it for the previous video. Today I have on Bombshell Pink, which is one I will be keeping. I think it's a really, really pretty colour. These are also £3, and then there's Supermodel Nude. Surely not. Okay, apparently this is Supermodel Nude. This is a bright pink as far as I'm concerned. Maybe the sticker's wrong, because that does not sound right to me at all. Couple more things to talk about, not too much now. Their eyeliner I think is ridiculous. I haven't even given it a go. The nib is just stupidly thick. It's like drawing it on with a blunt Sharpie. It's just stupid. Oh, it doesn't even look like it's that pigmented. It's a bit watery. It's quite black but quite watery. I just think it's just stupidly thick. And then they've also released a eyeliner corrector pen, which you don't really see much of, but since they've decided to release a stupidly large liquid liner, I guess they have to give you something equally stupidly large to remove your liner with, but definitely something I would skip. And then 2 more things to talk about. The PS Pro Longwear Finishing Powder. Quite like it. It's quite finely milled. I'm not massive on powder, but would quite happily use this one I think as well. The final thing is the PS HD Mascara Ultra Volume and Lift. There's been a lot of mention of HD in this range, and I really think it's just kind of a keyword that they've decided to throw in. There's nothing overly HD about this range at all. It's literally the same as every other like non-HD range. That said, this mascara is okay. It does something, which for me is always a plus, because sometimes I buy cheap mascaras and I'm literally like, is there product in there? Because sometimes they're that bad. So that's a plus, which sounds ridiculous, but honestly, like some of them are so bad. It's a little bit on the clumpy side. It's got quite a like rock and roll finish to it in my opinion, which sounds stupid, but it's quite like messy, but it has like volume and length. It's okay, you can see here, but it's a little bit wet, so it can kind of splatter onto your cheek a little bit, which did happen to me. But just kind of be careful, and I think that once this dries out a little bit it'll be even better. It's super black. Actually it's really black, which is really good. Again, it doesn't compare to my usual mascara, but it's not bad. It's fine for, let's see how much it is, £3. It's really, really fine. Like, it's not bad at all. So that's the end of this video. I hope it was informative and you guys did enjoy it. Let me know if you have tried anything from either the new PS Pro range from Primark or the old makeup range. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you're tempted to try anything after this video, my top picks would be the Boudoir Pink lipstick, the nude liner, and oh, the gloss. The nude gloss is good, and the primer. And I shall see you all in my next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.